Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Katherine Kelly, and I am super excited to announce that my second book of my Soul of Psychology series, which is called Depression Treating Body, Mind, and Soul, is going to be released on September 17th. So, in just about a month, a little bit under a month, this book is going to be available for you. And I am super excited. I can't tell you how much positive feedback, how many wonderful colleagues have come forth who have given endorsements, who have looked at my work and said, oh my gosh, we need this in the world. And I am excited about this because to me, there is no way possible that we can separate the mind, basically the psyche, from our soul. We can't do it. And yet, a lot of times people will think it's the same thing, but the psyche is not the same thing as the soul. And when it comes to emotional health, when it comes to our emotional well being and mental health, we have to start looking at the soul because basically, if our soul is unwell or if our mental health is telling us that there's something off center or misaligned, well, then it generally means that there's something going on that's deeper. Now, I don't know how many of you deal with depression. Depression is one of those things where pretty much everybody on this planet experiences at one time or another because the human condition is not easy. This is not one of those things that you can just sneeze at and say that I'm going to get through this. And I tell people that the human condition is relentless. And if our soul is involved in the need for us to seek treatment, it means that traditional types of care will not be enough in order to take care of it. So I talk about treating body, mind, and soul on purpose because, yes, there's definitely a place for medications and other forms of medical or body-based treatment. And absolutely, yes, there is a place for therapy. I've been a psychologist for quite a while. I've been doing mental health work of some form for 36 years. So we need the mind aspect as well. But even then, a lot of times we can't get to the bottom of what's happening. And even then, we have to put dots together in order to understand that there is something deeper. Now, throughout this book, and this is an example. This is not quite the finalized copy. We've got a few more things we're going to be adding to this cover for you, and we'll be presenting that very soon. But the thing I talk about the most about depression is that we can clinicalize it all we want, and yet there is something deeper for many of us. What I call the suppression of a soul is what mimics depression a lot of times. So if you think about this, think about the things that go on in our life that whether we're able to really understand why they are pressing us down, whether we understand what it is that is kind of burying us underneath all those different layers of the human condition, something is pressing us down, something is suppressing us. So the times when we can't be who we are, the times when we have had some sort of abuse or trauma and we don't know how to heal it or we don't feel we can heal it because of our circumstances. Um, think about if you don't have a voice, if you're in a situation where you can't speak up about what it is that is really bothering you or needing to assert, if you can't speak up, that's another form of that suppression of the soul. We can have different forms of life experiences over time that just wear us down. And I tell people it's like piling up layers and layers and layers of weighted blankets and to the point where you almost can't move and you're immobilized. So I use the term suppression of the soul to explain a lot of depressive symptoms. And when you think about all of the things that suppress us, medications are not going to take care of that. And a lot of mind-based treatment is not going to take care of that unless you involve the idea of digging deep enough so that you can remove those layers from a meaningful point to understand how it has affected that essence of who you are, which means the essence of your soul. So this book, it really walks you through lots and lots of the different soul-based aspects that might be going on for you that are related to effective treatment. So for instance, if you are one of many who are here to deal with ancestral trauma, if you don't understand its ancestral trauma or the layers of the woundedness, the trauma that through the generations has been passed down to you, whether you know it or not, if you don't know to look for that, you're going to stay suppressed. If you have had past life trauma, if you've had trauma that has basically affected your mood, has pressed you down, has suppressed who you are for generations, then basically that's another form. If you have an astrological personality that is susceptible to things like depression, you might need to know that. There are so many different soul aspects that most traditional practitioners don't know about. And so that's why a lot of times you hit a wall. You get so far, you don't feel like you can get any further. You wonder, are medications not working? Is the therapy work I'm doing not working? And really, it's that essence of who we are that needs the attention. So it's super important for people to start to understand the soul-based aspects of what's going on in the mental health world in order for treatment to feel complete. So this is what this book is about. Now, my first book in the series is about anxiety, and that one again has a different aspect to it, a different energy to it. And and when I say energy, I talk about the how energy really affects us with how we experience any mental health concern. And when you read these books, you'll understand it. It's probably a whole video in itself for me to explain the whole idea of energy. But so we've got anxiety, we've got depression. The next book is going to be on trauma. The following book will be on grief, and those two should be coming out next year. But for now, for those of you who struggle with anxiety or depression, both of these books will be available for you as of September 17th. Now, the anxiety book came out May 1st. Jump in there if you want that book. I've had a client recently tell me she's read it 3 times because every time she reads it, she gets more information. She understands even more about herself from a soul level. And I've had other practitioners tell me, oh my gosh, we need this information out there. We need the world to understand there's something deeper going on. So if you deal with anxiety, that book's already available on Amazon. Just type it in, Anxiety, Treating Body, Mind, and Soul, Dr. Katherine T.Kelly. If you are really looking for the depression side of what you need to understand, then that's coming September 17th. And I am really thrilled to get this information out there. Now, I admit I am tired. I've been pushing to get both of these books out this year for many, many reasons. But I really feel like it's important for us to start untangling the soul side of mental health, and this is just one way that we're going to do this. So keep posted. We're going to have lots of information coming out about this book. I'm going to be releasing a Soul of Psychology video series where I go into a particular topic about depression, anxiety, trauma, and how it's related to astrological personality, ancestral healing, past life trauma, whatever it might be that is a soul aspect that most people don't know about. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of that. But I just wanted to share my excitement that this book is coming out soon, and I can't wait to get it out to the world. Have a wonderful day. Sending light and love to you, and I will be back soon. Take care. Bye-bye.